That day, 9-year-old Amber Hagerman was just riding her bike near her home, but just a few minutes later, she disappeared without a trace in front of a single witness. The whole of America was shocked, and this tragic case led to the birth of the world-famous Missing Children Alert System, Amber Alert. But what really happened to Amber? Why has the perpetrator not been brought to light until now? In this video, Toda Mystery will take you back to that fateful moment, revealing every clue in the mysterious case that changed the way the world reacts to child abductions. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to like to support, share for your friends to explore, and subscribe to 2D Mystery Channel so you don't miss any mysteries that are about to be revealed. An Angel's Last Afternoon, Arlington, Texas, January 13th, 1996. This small town, accustomed to a quiet pace of life and leisurely afternoons, had no idea that it was about to enter the darkness of a decades-long mystery. As the last golden light of the day gently sprinkled the rooftops, a 9-year-old girl with long brown hair, Amber Hagerman, rode her bike with her younger brother, Ricky, on a quiet street. Sunset, a seemingly innocent street corner. Amber wore her favorite pink shirt, and on her wrist was a plastic butterfly watch. She giggled, trying to climb the ramp that led to the parking lot of a long-closed old grocery store. Winn-Dixie. For many children in the area, this was the ideal playground. But there was one strange thing. Adults often told their children not to go there alone. No one knew why, only that the place had a desolate feel, as if time had stopped many years ago. Ricky, only 5 years old, couldn't keep up with his sister and decided to return to his grandparents' house less than 2 blocks away. Amber lingered, enjoying exploring the dusty, deserted place. Police Starlight, the silence was broken. Just a few minutes after Ricky left, a man named Jimmy Kevill, 78, was standing on the porch about 150 feet away. He happened to observe a strange scene. "I saw a man get out of a black pickup truck, run up to the little girl, pick her up, stuff her in the truck, and drive away like the wind," he later recalled. No one heard any screams. No one saw the license plate. It all happened in a matter of seconds. And then, Amber disappeared. The black car, no make, no identifying features, was the only one the police had. But it was like thousands of other cars driving across Texas that day. Magnifying glass tilted left, the beginning of the nightmare. About 30 minutes later, Amber's family panicked when Ricky returned home alone. Donna Williams, Amber's mother, immediately sensed something was wrong. She rushed outside, calling her daughter's name throughout the neighborhood. Neighbors poured into the streets. The police were alerted. But Amber had vanished from the world. A sunny afternoon, a peaceful neighborhood, a little girl who loved to ride her bike. And then, nothing. All that remained was the pink bike lying on its side in an old parking lot, the back wheel still spinning slowly. It was a heartbreaking reminder of what had happened, quickly, without a trace, and without witnesses. Question mark, why Amber? Why there? The big question is, who chose this time and place so perfectly? Did the kidnapper follow Amber in advance, knowing exactly when she would come to this area alone? Or was it just a coincidence, a devil who happened to pass by and acted in a split second? Some investigators did not rule out the possibility that the perpetrator was familiar with the neighborhood, or even lived nearby. But the clues were vague, and time passed by, the beginning of a dark mystery. That night, when the street lights began to light up, the police set up checkpoints, knocked on every door, and questioned every person. But all traces disappeared as if Amber had never existed. And the most painful question still hung over everyone's heads. How could a 9-year-old girl be kidnapped in broad daylight, right in the middle of a residential area, and no one could do anything? In the midst of her shock and despair, something was brewing, a faint light in the darkness, an alert system that would eventually bear her name, Amber Alert. But for that to happen, we had to go through the nightmare first. The search begins, Hope, Indiana chaos. The search begins, Hope in chaos. When time is the enemy. 2:36 p.m. The first call to 911 was made to Jim Kevill, the only witness who saw Amber being dragged into a black van. But he couldn't see the license plate. He couldn't see the kidnapper's face. It all happened so fast. in just 30 seconds. When Ricky got home and didn't see Amber following, his mother, Donna Williams, had a hunch that took her by storm. Minutes later, she rushed out of the house and into the abandoned parking lot. On the dirt and gravel, only Amber's bicycle lay abandoned, the back wheel still spinning. It was like she vanished into thin air, Donna later said in tears. All hope seemed to cling to each passing second. But as time passed, the desperation grew. Compassed the largest search Arlington had ever seen. Within an hour of the first call, Arlington police began to swarm the area. Helicopters circled overhead. Loudspeakers blared for help. Volunteers, neighbors, friends, and strangers flocked to the area, hoping to do something. News bulletins played on local stations. Fox 4 News aired a photo of Amber, along with a description of a 9-year-old girl, long brown hair, about 5 feet tall, wearing a pink top, riding a bicycle. A hotline was set up. More than 100 officers were mobilized. Water tanks, sewers, warehouses, trash cans. Every corner was searched. We searched under every car, inside every dumpster, behind every building, one officer recalled. But it was like she evaporated. The strange feeling began to spread. There were no surveillance cameras recording the kidnapping. No loud noises. No faces clearly seen. No license plate numbers clearly remembered. How could a kidnapping in broad daylight be so smooth? Woman detective clues leading to dead ends. The police relied on the testimony of the only witness, Mr. Jim Kevill. He described the black truck, but did not know the make, model, license plate number, or the driver's identity. That made identifying the suspect like looking for a needle in a haystack. The police began checking every black pickup within a 12-mile radius, from Texas to Oklahoma. They also searched the homes of convicted sex offenders in the area. But nothing stood out. No one matched the description. No security cameras. No suspicious tire tracks. No hair, no blood, no DNA. It was as if the abductor had done this before. One FBI agent remarked. The sheer smoothness of the abduction made many people start to wonder. Was this more than just a random act? Could Amber have been tracked? Brain the ghost in the community's mind. Amber's disappearance quickly spread across Texas. Posters of her face were plastered at every gas station, every store, every church bulletin board. The Arlington community was haunted. No one let their children go out alone. Fear rose. If Amber could be abducted in broad daylight, right in a residential area, it could happen to anyone. The local school district began holding safety talks. Parents lost faith in the peace of the suburbs. Local TV stations continued to update daily, but each newscast was a new wave of despair. Still no leads. A child has disappeared in broad daylight, and all we can do is pray. Old key, the frustration and helplessness of the system. The thing is, at the time, there was no statewide alert system to immediately notify a child of being kidnapped. No text messages, no emergency radio alerts, no icons on TV. Amber's disappearance was only spread by local television and flyers. The police could only wait for calls from the public. Every second that passed was a lost opportunity. What if we could have warned every driver in Texas within minutes? One investigator asked, what if someone saw the truck and didn't even know a child was missing? It was in this sense of helplessness that an idea began to form. A glimmer of light in the darkness. The last hours when hope fades. The search dragged on day after day. The city of Arlington was shrouded in a dark fog. Under the gray January sky, something was happening quietly, unseen, unheard. And then, the painful truth hit like a bolt from the blue. Candle. 96 hours, the mortal clock. Crime statistics show that if a kidnapped child is not found within the first 48 to 72 hours, the chances of survival drop dramatically. For Amber, time was running out. Detectives pored over every confession. Security camera footage, blurry and shaky, was replayed hundreds of times. They searched for the black pickup truck, but there was no license plate. There was no suspect's identity. Every trace vanished as if erased from the world. From the secret police stations, the battle against time is silent and suffocating. Brain, criminal records, ghosts in the night. The police carefully examined the sex offenders in the area. The list is long. The names have been in prison. The people live quietly like shadows. They searched the whole neighborhood, calling every house, every gas station, every shabby motel. But every clue leads to a dead end. Something is wrong. A cold feeling rises in the hearts of the investigators. Who are we dealing with? A man with no record, or a perfect ghost? Broken heart. The body in the cold ditch. January 17th, 1996. A man walks across a roadside ditch. Stagnant water flows gently in the winter sun. And then he saw a small, purple shape. Amber. No blood around. No footprints. No tires. She was left as if someone had dropped her from the sky. The autopsy confirmed. Amber had been murdered just hours after she was kidnapped. This left the entire community speechless. While people were still searching for her, praying, handing out flyers, she was gone. Magnifying glass tilted left. The community's haunting. Horror gripped Arlington. Newspapers, TV, national television covered it. Thousands attended the funeral. People left flowers, dolls, and hearts everywhere. The abduction site became a memorial. Amber's death was not just the end of a small life. It was also a big question mark about society's ability to respond. Why was no warning received? Why was no signal sent? Why was it too late? Tornado. Anger turned to action. Donna Williams, Amber's mother, refused to let the incident fall into oblivion. She stood before the cameras, before the state capitol, before the community, and said a sentence that shook the whole country. If there had been an alert system, someone would have seen that truck. Someone would have saved my daughter. Anger flared like fire, but from the ashes of grief, an idea was born. And it was about to change America forever. Amber's death was a deep cut into the heart of America. But sometimes, it is in the darkest hours that the first rays of light can appear. In the next chapter, that is when Amber Alert was born. The birth of Amber Alert, a light in the darkness. Sad face. In the darkness of grief and helplessness, a magical idea began to take shape. Amber Hagerman, the little girl, was gone, but the haunting memory of her loss ignited a spark of change, a spark strong enough to light millions of hearts and turn into the world-renowned child alert system. Amber Alert. Fire Donna Williams' idea. Amber's mother. Donna Williams refused to sit idly by in the face of her daughter's loss. In her grief, she asked, why wasn't anyone alerted in time? Why wasn't there a system in place for everyone to know, to look for Amber? Soon, Donna, along with the community and lawmakers, began a vigorous campaign to establish an emergency alert system. She used her voice to reach media agencies, governments, and even child protection groups across the United States. Laptop computer. The birth of the Amber Alert system. The name Amber is not simply a child's name, but also a symbol of hope and solidarity. The system is designed to quickly notify the community of a child abduction that is taking place. The mechanism of operation is, when a child is abducted, the police will send detailed information about the suspect, vehicle, location through mass media, electronic billboards on highways, radio, TV, and mobile devices. The only goal, create a widespread protection network where everyone is the eyes and ears of the police. Satellite antenna, initial difficulties and challenges. Establishing a national instant notification system is not simple. Government agencies, broadcasters, and carriers had to work closely together in a complex legal and technological environment in the mid-1990s. Many people asked, did Amber Alert really work? Did it cause panic, create false alarms? And most importantly, did it save children? Puzzle piece. First success stories. Just a few years after the system was tested, Amber Alert helped save several kidnappings that could have ended in tragedy. One of the most notable cases occurred in 1997 when a young girl was kidnapped in Texas. Thanks to the system's rapid alert system, which was broadcast over radio and electronic signs, the community recognized the suspect's car and immediately notified the police. The girl was found safe within hours. It's a living testament to the power of Amber Alert, a tool that can change the fate and save the lives of children. Dove. The Amber Alert system spreads nationwide and globally. From Texas, the system spread across the United States. Other states began to adopt and improve the system, while expanding the integration of new technologies such as text messages, email, and social media. Today, Amber Alert is not only an American icon, but also a global phenomenon that has been copied and adopted by countries around the world, from Canada to Europe to Asia. Each time an alert is sent out, it serves as a powerful reminder that no child should be left alone in the dark. Crystal ball the lasting impact and challenges that remain. Although Amber Alert has saved many children's lives and helped police track down criminals, big questions remain. How can the alert system be faster and more accurate? How to minimize false alarms and over-alerts, causing people to become familiar and lose their vigilance. Technology is constantly evolving, and the Amber Alert system must also adapt to those changes to maintain its role in protecting innocent lives. From the darkness of a tragedy, Amber Alert has become an invisible shield, an urgent call echoing across the country. But the story does not end here. The story continues. When new challenges arise, Amber Alert is still there, a guiding light for young souls in need of protection. The legacy of Amber Hagerman, the timeless impact and future of the Amber Alert system. Amber Hagerman is gone, but her legacy is not. In every alert, in every urgent search, there's a story of life, love, and hope. A legacy the world will never forget. Magnifying glass still to dry to change in public awareness. Amber's disappearance awakened the conscience of an entire nation. People began to realize the importance of being vigilant and participating in protecting children. From then on, the concept of protecting the community was no longer the sole responsibility of the police or government, but became the duty of each person. Amber Alert is a symbol of that consensus. SHIELD. The warning system is not just for the U.S. Today, Amber Alert has become a model for many countries around the world. From Canada, Europe to Asia, countries are developing their own warning systems based on the Amber prototype. Each time an alert is issued, it is not just a country's effort, but an international connection in protecting children from the risks of kidnapping and harm. Rocket, technology, and future innovations. Modern technology opens up many opportunities for the development of Amber Alert. The integration of artificial intelligence, precise